Hello BFST3, you're welcome to yet another session. And like I mentioned that throughout the course, we are going to be looking at the different or the key functions of a manager. And for this unit, we are going to look at the organizing function of an agribusiness manager. So, uh, like we all know, the planning can't be successful if the people that are going to carry out or execute it are not well organized. In other words, if the actions or activities that are meant to help in achieving the goal or the plan are not well organized, then the planning cannot be successful. So therefore, organizing looks at developing a structure of people, positions, departments, and activities within a firm that are going to help in achieving the goal. So another key aspect in organizing is also about coordinating and allocating the resources in the farm. So while organizing, decisions are made about the duties and responsibilities of individual jobs or individual workers, as well as the manner in which the duties are going to be executed or carried out. And therefore, in order for a manager to accomplish the organization or organizing role, they're in charge of dividing up tasks, what we call division of labor, grouping jobs and employees, what is departmentalization, assigning authority and responsibilities, where we also have delegation. And a manager performs the organizing function with the help of the following steps. So for you to successfully organize both resources and people, you start with identifying activities. So here we look at all activities performed in a concern in to have a plan achieved. So for example, who is in charge of preparation of accounts, who is going to be making sales, who will be taking records, who is in charge of quality control. So we identify all the different activities within the organization. Then after the activities have been identified, we group them, or what we call departmentalization, or departmentally organizing the activities. So we group similar activities. Then after we classify authority. So now we give, after making departments, we give powers. Then after that, there is a coordination of authority and responsibility. So this is to enable a smooth interaction towards achieving the organization goal. In other words, people are made aware of who their authorities are. Who do you report to in relation to us a given activity or responsibility. And then organizing is very beneficial to an organization because it harmonizes employees' individual goals with the overall objectives of the firm. Otherwise, if you don't move on to organize people, they might be detached from the general objectives of the organization or of the company or business. Then a good organization structure is also essential for expansion of business activities. It aids efficiency because there is reduced waste. And then a strong organization structure also makes a chain of command clear. People are aware of who they report to or who their immediate supervisors are. So that takes us to organization structures. And this is basically a structure that shows or determines how information flows between levels within a company or organization. So these activities can be rules, roles, and responsibilities. So this is just an example. An organization structure does not have to look exactly like this. So it depends on either the level of your business or the there are many factors that determine the structure of a business. It could be the ownership. So this is just an example, but it basically shows flow of information. So we have types of organization structures. The first one, which is the common one, is the hierarchical organization structure, and this is basically it is a chain of command that goes from top to bottom, and we've seen this in most of the organizations. So one of the advantages of this is that it defines well the levels of authority and responsibility. So in that it shows each person and who they report to about specific activities or projects. It motivates employees because there is a chance for promotion. You know, when there is someone above you or when there is a higher rank, you aim at getting that promotion. And then it gives employees speciality because when you're at a given level, you kind of concentrate on that. And then it also creates understanding between employees within the same department. However, this has some constraints. There is a lot of bureaucracy because you can't make a decision before getting approval from your immediate supervisor. So it kind of slows down innovation. So it can also cause employees to act in an interest of a department instead of a company as a whole. You're after impressing your immediate supervisor, but not looking at the bigger picture, and then it makes lower level employees feel like they have less ownership. I'll take an example of a cleaner in such a setting. So they don't feel they are partners or they have a share in a business. Then the other one is a functional organization structure. So this is based on the term functional. So here we get independent separate departments, but each having a flow from bottom or from top to bottom. However, here we base on the function of we create kind of a functional department or a department basing on what that particular group or department does. So here a function organization structure starts with positions with the highest levels of responsibility at the top and it goes down. But like I mentioned, that it is the department is organized according to a specific skill or skills that workers in that particular department have. So each separate department is managed independently. So the advantages of that it allows employees to focus on their role, it encourages specialization, helps teams and departments feel self-determined, it is easily scalable in any sized company, and then it also has some constraints that you will read. Then the other one is the horizontal or flat organization structure. So this is what every employee would yearn for. So here there is nothing like hierarchy or bureaucracy. So it fits companies with few levels between upper management and staff level employees. So, and most startup organizations lie here till when they grow enough to build out different departments. So it also has its advantages and disadvantages that you will read because these are easy. Then the other one is divisional organization structure. So from the word division, so still departments are formed, but based on divisions, it can be a market-based, where a division is created to target a particular market or a certain interest of a customer type. Then the other one is product-based. If an organization deals in production of various products, so you can have a structure that is in line with each product line. Then we have geographical or divisional organization structure. So if the company is in more than one region, you can have branches, and each geographical division could have its independent hierarchy. So it also has some advantages and disadvantages. Then the fifth one is the matrix organization structure. So matrix is not very formal. So here workers can cut across, so employees can cut across. So it shows cross-functional teams that form for special projects. So for example, an engineer may regularly belong to the engineering department led by an engineering director, but work on a temporary project led by a project manager. So here people are at liberty to work whenever or wherever there is need. Then we have the team-based organization structure. So this is a bit, it can be a temporary setting. So when something comes up, it always comes in focusing on problem solving. So for example, if there is a problem and there is, if we take an example of, let's say, if there is need for market research, if there was a reduction in the demand and you have to carry out a market survey. So you come up with a team, but that team has a leader, and then the other people on the team know who to report to. So that is a team-based organization structure. So I think that's all. Then we have, we still have the network organization structure. So now this one, from the word network, or it is an internet-based, or it is an internal structure that focuses more on open communication and relationships rather than hierarchy. So here, the customer is the boss. So since we are now in an era where services are no longer under one roof, so an internet organization structure is being adapted, and it's now more popular than the others. So, but it also has its advantages and disadvantages. Thank you so much. Stay safe.